Ladies and gentlemen, life doesn't stop at 60. In many ways, it truly begins. Retirement isn't the end of the road, it's the start of a brand new chapter. One that you get to write with freedom, wisdom, and purpose. But to enjoy this chapter fully, to be happy, healthy, and truly alive, there are some things you must let go of. Not everything that worked before will serve you now. And sometimes, the secret to a great life isn't just about what you do. It's about what you stop doing. Here are 7 habits you must quit after 60 to unlock the joy, health, and peace you truly deserve in retirement. Before we begin, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any video. Habit number 1. Quit saying, "I'm too old." Those words might seem harmless, but they hold immense power. Every time you say them, you're putting a wall between yourself and what's possible. That phrase becomes a silent excuse, a quiet permission to stop dreaming, to stop moving forward. And the truth is, it's not your age that's holding you back. It's the belief that your age defines what you can or cannot do. Age is just a number, not a sentence. Saying, "I'm too old," shuts doors that may still be wide open. It convinces you that growth is only for the young, that risk is no longer for you, and that your best days are behind you. But the reality is, people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s are writing books, starting businesses, learning new skills, running marathons, and completely transforming their lives. They're doing it not because they don't feel fear or doubt, but because they refuse to let age become an excuse. You are not too old to start again. You are not too old to make a difference. You are not too old to learn, to change, to travel, to fall in love, or to pursue something that makes you feel alive. The world is full of stories of people who achieved greatness in the later chapters of life. Not despite their age, but because of the wisdom and resilience they had gathered along the way. When you stop saying, "I'm too old," you start opening your life to possibilities. You begin to look forward instead of backward. You start to ask, "Next," instead of, "What's left?" That shift in mindset is powerful. It's the kind of thinking that ignites energy, fuels creativity, and restores a sense of purpose. It invites you to live fully, not cautiously. So take that phrase out of your vocabulary. Replace it with something stronger. "Why not me?" Or, "Let's see what I can do." Because the moment you stop believing you're too old is the moment you start living with freedom again. Your age doesn't limit your future. Only your mindset does. Let that mindset be bold, brave, and wide open to all that's still possible. Habit number 2. Quit ignoring your health. At this stage of life, your health is not just important. It's everything. It's the foundation for every experience you want to enjoy, every goal you still want to pursue, and every relationship you want to nurture. Ignoring it doesn't make problems go away. It only allows them to grow quietly in the background until they force your attention in ways that are far more difficult to manage. This is the time to become intentional, not avoidant. You deserve to feel strong, clear-minded, and energetic. And that starts with prioritizing your well-being. When you ignore your health, you're not just risking physical issues. You're also putting your peace of mind at stake. Aches, fatigue, and illness steal joy in subtle ways. They limit your mobility, affect your mood, and slowly erode your independence. But the good news is, it's never too late to turn things around. Small daily choices, eating nutritious foods, staying physically active, keeping up with medical checkups, and getting enough sleep, can have a massive impact on your overall quality of life. Health isn't about perfection, it's about consistency and care. Many people think aging automatically means decline, but that's not the full truth. Yes, our bodies change, but how we treat them makes all the difference. Walking daily, doing light strength training, practicing yoga or stretching. These aren't just exercises, they are investments in your future self. They help keep your heart strong, your joints flexible, your mind sharp, and your spirit high. Just as importantly, nurturing your mental and emotional health through relaxation, connection, and positivity can reduce stress and lift your overall sense of well-being. Don't wait for a wake-up call. Don't brush off warning signs. Take the time to listen to your body, to learn about it, and to give it the care it deserves. Think of your health not as a burden, but as a gift, a vehicle that carries you through this next chapter of life. The more attention you give it now, the more freedom, energy, and happiness you'll experience later. So stop pushing your health aside. Start treating it like the priority it truly is, because nothing matters more than feeling alive, capable, and ready to embrace every new day. Habit number 3, quit living in the past. It's easy to fall into a habit of replaying old memories, reliving past mistakes, or holding on to moments that once brought joy or pain. But when you stay anchored in what was, you rob yourself of what could be. The past is meant to teach you, not trap you. It can offer lessons and wisdom, but it should never become the place where you live your daily life. After 60, many people begin to reflect more deeply, looking back at missed chances, regrets, or relationships that didn't work out. But constantly dwelling on those things doesn't change them. What it does is weigh you down. It becomes a heavy emotional backpack that you carry into every new moment, making it harder to feel light, free, and open to life's possibilities. You can't rewrite the past, but you can write a better future. One decision at a time. Holding on to the past also means clinging to an identity that may no longer serve you. Maybe you were once defined by your job, a role in your family, or a certain relationship. But those things evolve, and so do you. Letting go of who you were gives you space to explore who you are now, and who you still want to become. The future may be different than you imagined, but it still holds beauty, meaning, and opportunity. Even joyful memories, when clung to too tightly, can make the present feel pale in comparison. But today has its own gifts: new people to meet, fresh experiences to enjoy, and quiet moments of peace and purpose that are just waiting to be noticed. You only truly live when you're present, when your heart and mind are grounded in the now. That's where joy lives. That's where healing begins. That's where your next chapter is written. So stop letting the past play on repeat. Acknowledge it, honor it, and then release it. Don't let it steal the precious time you have now. You've come so far, and there's still so much left to see, to feel, and to become. Let go of yesterday so you can fully embrace today, because the only time you ever truly have is this moment. Make it count. Habit number 4, quit isolating yourself. Human beings are not meant to live in solitude. We are wired for connection, for laughter shared across a table, for deep conversations, for simple companionship. As you grow older, it becomes even more important to stay connected with others, not less. Yet many people after 60 begin to withdraw. Sometimes because of retirement, loss, mobility issues, or simply the belief that they are no longer needed. But isolation doesn't protect you. It quietly chips away at your happiness, your health, and your spirit. When you isolate yourself, you may think you're just choosing peace or avoiding discomfort. But over time, that silence turns heavy. Loneliness can lead to sadness, anxiety, and even physical decline. The truth is, you still have so much life to share. Stories to tell, wisdom to offer, smiles to give. And others need that from you, just as you need it from them. Connection doesn't have to mean crowds or constant socializing. It can be as simple as calling a friend once a week, joining a walking group, volunteering in your community, or chatting with your neighbors. Even small interactions can light up your day and remind you that you matter. You don't have to wait for others to reach out. Take the first step. Say hello, send the message, make the plan. Sometimes isolation creeps in not because we choose it, but because we feel forgotten. If that's the case, it's even more important to speak up, to let people know how you're feeling. There is no shame in saying, "I'd love some company," or "Let's talk." People often don't know you're lonely unless you tell them. And more often than not, they'll respond with warmth. Remember, meaningful relationships are one of the strongest predictors of health and happiness in later life. It's not about how many people you know. It's about the quality of those bonds. Even one deep connection can uplift your entire world. You are not invisible. You are not irrelevant. Your presence still has power, and your life still has connection waiting to be rediscovered. So stop building walls around yourself. Let others in. Let love in. Let laughter in, because the richest part of life, at any age, is being able to share it with someone else. Habit number 5, quit worrying about what others think. By the time you reach 60 and beyond, you've lived through decades of experiences, challenges, and growth. You've earned the right to be yourself without apology. Yet, so many people still find themselves trapped in the prison of other people's opinions. Afraid to speak up, try something new, wear what they want, or follow their passions because of what someone else might say or think. But here's the true thing. Most people are too busy thinking about their own lives to spend much time judging yours. Living to please others is a quiet form of self-betrayal. It robs you of joy and keeps you from fully embracing who you really are. It causes hesitation, self-doubt, and unnecessary stress. You second-guess your choices, your appearance, even your dreams. Not because they aren't right for you, but because they might not be accepted by someone else. But at this stage of life, your focus should shift from approval to authenticity. Freedom comes when you stop seeking permission to be yourself. You don't owe anyone an explanation for the life you choose to live. If something brings you happiness, peace, or purpose, that's all the validation you need. Whether it's dancing, traveling, downsizing your home, starting a hobby, or simply living more quietly and slowly. Do what feels right for you, not what looks good to others. Worrying about opinions also keeps you stuck in fear. Fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment, fear of being misunderstood. But life is far too short to let fear run the show. Every moment spent worrying about someone else's view is a moment stolen from your own joy. And in reality, those who truly love and respect you want to see you happy, not hidden. So give yourself permission to live boldly. Wear what you love. Speak your truth. Pursue what excites you. Let go of the need to be liked by everyone, because not everyone will. And that's okay. What matters most is that you like the person you see in the mirror. Live your life so that when you look back, you feel proud of how true you were to yourself, not how well you fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. Habit number 6, quit accumulating and start simplifying. After 60, life should feel lighter, not heavier. Yet many people continue to gather more possessions, more commitments, more clutter, thinking these things will bring comfort or security. But the truth is, the more you accumulate, the more weight you carry. That weight can show up physically, emotionally, and mentally, quietly draining your energy and stealing your peace. At this stage of life, simplicity is freedom. It allows you to breathe deeper, think clearer, and live with more intention. It's not about having nothing. It's about holding on only to what truly matters. When you simplify your surroundings, you also begin to simplify your mind. You reduce distractions, eliminate unnecessary stress, and create space for joy, clarity, and meaning. Start with your physical space. Look around your home. How many items are just taking up space, but adding no value? Letting go of excess isn't loss, it's liberation. Keep what you use, what brings you joy, and what tells your story. Everything else is just noise. A cleaner, calmer environment doesn't just look better. It feels better. It supports your well-being and makes daily life easier. But simplicity isn't just about stuff. It's also about time and energy. Say no to things that no longer serve you. Release the pressure to be everywhere, do everything, or meet everyone's expectations. Choose quality over quantity. In how you spend your hours, who you spend them with, and what you give your heart to. You've earned the right to live at your own pace. Let go of the idea that more is better. The real treasure in this chapter of life isn't in having more. It's in needing less clutter, less chaos, less pressure, and in its place, you find more space for peace, purpose, connection, and presence. Life becomes richer when it becomes simpler. So stop accumulating things and start collecting moments. Start creating space for what truly nourishes you. Whether it's quiet mornings, meaningful conversations, or doing something that brings you pure joy. You don't need more stuff to live a good life. You need more clarity, more intention, and more room to simply be. That's where true happiness lies. Not in the excess, but in the essence. Habit number 7, quit saying it's too late. That simple phrase can be one of the biggest barriers to growth, joy, and personal fulfillment, especially after 60. It sounds final, like a closed door, a finished story, a missed opportunity that can never return. But the truth is, as long as you're alive and breathing, it is never too late to start again, to change direction, or to do something that matters to you. Time may have passed, but possibilities have not. Every time you tell yourself it's too late, you shrink your world. You silence your curiosity, your dreams, and your potential. You convince yourself that the best of life is behind you, when in reality, some of the most meaningful, exciting, and rewarding moments may still be ahead. People all over the world have started new careers in their 60s, found love in their 70s, or discovered passions in their 80s. What they all have in common is things. They refuse to let age become a limitation. Saying it's too late is often just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, of judgment, or of the unknown. But think about what you're really afraid of, starting something new, or staying stuck in a life that no longer inspires you. It's not too late to travel, to write that book, to learn an instrument, to repair a relationship, or to simply become a healthier, happier version of yourself. The clock hasn't run out. It's still ticking, and every second is a chance to do something different. Your later years are not a decline. They are a shift. A shift into wisdom, freedom, and perspective. You're no longer chasing approval or status. Now, you get to focus on what truly matters. And if something calls to your heart, that's a signal worth listening to, not a dream worth burying. So stop saying it's too late. Start saying, why not now? Choose action over regret. Choose movement over stillness. Choose hope over hesitation. Whether you have 20 years ahead or 5, they are still yours. What you do with them is entirely up to you. The finish line hasn't arrived yet, and there's still time to run in the direction of your dreams. Retirement is not the final chapter. It's the beginning of a new era, one filled with freedom, wisdom, and the luxury of choosing how you spend your time. But to make the most of it, you must release the habits that drain you, limit you, or keep you stuck. Let go what no longer serves you, and you'll make space for joy, health, connection, and peace. This is your moment. Don't waste it dragging the weight of old habits. Let them go, and step boldly into the most vibrant, fulfilling chapter of your life. God bless you.